Hey guys, Zorant here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some things that might be helpful for you who are joining into the alpha to know. First off, just to let everyone know, this is an alpha, so when it does go to early access, you are going to lose all your progress, including all my beautiful Lumas. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get started. When it comes to battles, in this game there is no RNG, and there is no PP system like in Pokemon. Instead, your Tem has its own stamina bar, which is what you use to attack. And if you run out of stamina, you can still attack, but depending on how much stamina the move costs, it'll take away a certain amount of HP. So if the move's higher in stamina and you have no stamina, it's going to take out quite a bit of HP, but if it's a low cost stamina move, it's not going to do as much damage to you. Also, moves are called techniques in Temtem, so I should probably start calling them techniques. So, there are some hold techniques, which means you cannot use them on turn 1. There's some turn 2 hold moves, turn 3 hold moves. I think there might be a turn 4 hold move. This helps make it so you can't constantly spam super powerful moves. Another neat type of technique is synergy techniques, which will only give their boosted synergy effect if a certain type is next to the Tem that's using the move. So I'll give an example. The technique Crystal Dust is used by a crystal type, and if there's a wind type next to it, it puts out more damage. Alright, time to go over some status conditions. First up, we have cold and frozen. For a Tem to become frozen, you need to use a technique that has the cold effect. And if you hit the first time with the cold effect, it will not become frozen. You have to hit it twice. Freezing also makes the catch rate go up by 50%. I forgot to mention that each technique that causes these status conditions will have a set number of how long the status condition will stay active. And you can also see how many turns are left of that status condition by looking at the status bar of the Tem. So next we have the sleeping condition. Tems that are asleep cannot attack, obviously. But if they are damaged, they will wake up. This also makes it easier to catch Tems by increasing the catch rate by 50%. Also, Tems of the mental type cannot be put to sleep. Next, we have the poison condition. Poison Tems will lose 1/8 of their health every turn, and Tems of the toxic type are immune against it. For the burnt condition, Tems will lose 1/16 of their health every turn, and it reduces their attack by 30%. Alright, so this next one I actually haven't seen in game yet, but the wiki says that it's in the alpha, so I'll just mention it. I'm sure I'll see it eventually. Okay, it's the exhausted condition. This condition makes it so the stamina costs increase by 50%. Next up, we have the exact opposite effect, which is called the vigorized condition. This is where the stamina cost will decrease by 50%. For the immune condition, it makes it so your Tem cannot be affected by any status conditions. And the last one I'm going to talk about is the regenerated condition. Each turn, the Tem heals 1/16 of its health. And that's all of them that are currently in the game. There's a longer list of more. Wait, what? I missed one? Alright, well, with the doomed condition, it puts up a counter, and once the counter reaches 0, the Tem dies. Okay, next I'm going to talk about priority. And because I'm lazy and I already made a 1-minute video about it a while back, I'm just going to put that here right now. If you look in the description of any move, it'll have a section for priority having either 1, 2, 3, or +3 arrows. That's basically how fast the move will go out. If the move has a priority of 1, it's going to take your speed and divide it in half and use that to push out the move. And for 2, it's your normal speed. 3 is 1.5 times faster, and +3 is 1.75 times faster. So yeah, it definitely can be worth having a +3 move, even if it deals little damage, just because you'll get the chance to attack first. Alright, now time to go over the stat screen for each Tem. There's 7 different stats: HP, stamina, speed, attack, defense, special attack, special defense. There are 2 columns, one for SVs and one for TVs. SVs are the equivalent of IVs in Pokemon, and TVs are the equivalent of EVs. For SVs, the number ranges from 1 to 50, and for TVs, you can have a maximum of 500 per stat, or 1,000 altogether. If you still don't understand SVs and TVs, I made another video on my YouTube channel where I go into it more, so check that out if you want to. I will say though, in the newest alpha update, when they added the new island, they also added a new way to TV train. You can now buy fruits that increase your TVs, There's currently no breeding to get easy SVs, or easier SVs. I don't know how hard it's going to be to breed in this game, but they'll add that in a later update at some point. I have no idea when. And there's no natures in this game. One of my favorite things about this screen, though, is you can change moves whenever you want. There's also a section showing your trait, which is the equivalent of abilities in Pokemon, and gear, which are basically held items. Now, if you want to see the base stats of all the Tems, you just need to open up your Tempedia, and you can check that of any Tem you have caught. There's also a little description about them as well. You can even see the list of traits that Tem could have, and the TVs they will give you if they are defeated. Okay, now moving on to Lumas, which are basically this game's version of Shinies. Lumas always are guaranteed to have 3 perfect SVs, as well as at least 20 SVs in every stat except speed. The current rate of finding a Luma is 1 in 4,000, but they did say they want to make it harder to find them later on. There's also trading in the alpha right now. You can trade items, Tems, money, but the only thing you can't trade is starter Tems and gear. And yes, you are able to trade Tems for money or items as well. It's not just Tems for Tems, items for items. Now I'm going to go through some pretty important gear. The first one is 4-leaf clover, which increases the catch rate. Next is proteins, which gives you a 2 times boost to the TVs you get. And the last one is Coward's Cloak, which is basically EXP share. There are more, but those are just a few I thought I'd go over now. And you are also able to battle other players right now as well. Anyway, I think that's about all I had to say. I probably forgot some stuff, but I think this is good enough for now. Anyway, guys, I do other Temtem content on Twitch and other YouTube videos, so check them out if you want. I'll see you next time. Later.